awful. These cats are in really bad condition too. More than 36 cats seized as part of an animal cruelty case. How you can help Scraps care for those animals in desperate need of help.
The very wet weather pattern begins tomorrow. We'll break down morning, noon, night, and exactly what you can expect and where you can expect it.
I will be a mayor who will work my heart out for Spokane.
Well, the speculation is over. Today, longtime TV news anchor Nadine Woodward announced she is running for Spokane mayor. So tonight, we take a look at the growing list of candidates.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I'm Whitney Ward.
And I'm Mark Hanrahan. The race for Spokane mayor is starting to take shape. Today, a former KREM and KXLY anchor, Nadine Woodward, announced her candidacy.
She joins a crowded field of 8 candidates now. Political reporter Casey Decker has an updated breakdown of who's running. Casey?
Yeah, Whitney, Mark, it's going to be a pretty interesting election. We've already got now 2 high-profile candidates, Nadine Woodward and current council president Ben Stuckert. But beyond them, even 6 candidates remain in the race, 4 of which have active campaigns. The early frontrunners, Nadine Woodward and Ben Stuckert. Woodward, a longtime Spokane TV anchor, and Stuckert, who has served on city council since 2012. Mayor is technically a nonpartisan position, but Woodward is likely to be a favorite amongst conservative voters. Like many running this year, she says her top issues are homelessness, jobs, and public safety. She also includes ethical government conduct in her platform.
City Hall has been bogged down with bickering and charges of employee bullying. Instead of solutions, we get political posturing and grandstanding.
The likely favorite for liberal voters, current council president Ben Stuckert. He too says he wants to focus on housing, jobs, public safety, and ethical governance. His platform also includes ideas for transportation, energy, and the arts.
And I've worked in City Hall, and I have 7+ years of experience in the city government. So I've got a wide breadth of different experiences that I think I bring to, that I'm the only one that brings that to the table.
4 lesser-known candidates have campaign websites: Sean Poole, Chris Schroll, Andy Rathburn, and Jonathan Bingle. Poole is a longtime firefighter who, prior to Woodward's announcement, had already gained a grassroots conservative base. He's raised $11,000 more than anyone but Stuckert. His core issues are similar: homelessness, public safety, infrastructure, and eliminating wasteful spending. He says his public service experience and grassroots appeal are what make him unique.
I in no way, shape, or form am a politician. I'm a blue-collar, knuckle-dragging firefighter with a decent resume. The stuff that I say is not to garner votes. The stuff that I say I'm going to do is actually what I'm going to do.
Schroll is a recent Eastern Washington graduate running on a progressive platform. He too is focusing on housing and jobs, plus cultural diversity. When asked what makes him unique, Schroll said, "The people of Spokane know that the issues in our community need real solutions, not more band-aids. Which is why I believe that being the youngest candidate in the race, I bring the most bold and ambitious yet practical policy proposals to that conversation." Rathburn is an Air Force veteran who's also focused on homelessness, safety, and jobs. Multiple sections of his website are dedicated specifically to criticizing Ben Stuckert. Bingle is a business owner and former pastor. His platform: homelessness, jobs, crime, and taxes. 2 other candidates have declared but have no website: Kelly Cruz and Jason Dixon. Cruz responded to an email today and cited his community experience as what makes him unique, including his role as chair of the West Central Neighborhood Council. Dixon did not respond tonight. So a large field already in play, and we've still got about a month until the filing deadline. Stuckert and Woodward will likely be the frontrunners, but obviously you just saw there plenty of other serious contenders. And it definitely seems issues-wise, we've got sort of a big 3 there: housing, jobs, and public safety. More on that tomorrow night. Mark, Whitney?
All right, Casey, thank you very much. In other news, police in Coeur d'Alene are preparing to send human bones found on Tubbs Hill to scientists in Seattle. A hiker found the bones partially buried in the popular park just last week.
Experts say the area was not historically a burial ground or grave site. So last week, Tubbs Hill was actually partially closed for several days while police worked to remove several bones found on the southeast portion of the park. Police say they're not sure how many bones were removed or how long they've been there. That's because out of caution, they dug out a large portion of dirt surrounding the bones, and they'll let the forensic experts do the rest.
Those scientists are in Seattle, and Coeur d'Alene police have contracted with them before. Police say the bones are clearly human and add that experts will now try to extract DNA from the bones or look for any potential injuries on them. Authorities do not have an immediate timeline on when results from the lab test in Seattle may be completed. Well, to weather now, we have been seeing gorgeous weather lately, but that is all about to change.
Yes, meteorologist Thomas Patrick with us tonight to break it all down. Hi, Thomas.
Hey there. Yeah, this is the wet weather we've been promised, and it is right on our doorstep. Some areas may be actually seeing a little bit of mist or drizzle right now, but the main action begins early tomorrow morning. So we have our Doppler radar sites working for you, not picking up on very much, maybe some low cloud cover near the Tri-Cities and Moses Lake areas. I don't believe that's hitting the ground quite yet, but as we look at the Pacific Northwest as a whole, there is this weakening cold front that just marks the leading edge of our first weather system. There is some rain falling over Seattle and the Tacoma areas. That's going to work its way from southwest to east across the state, so it'll be here by tomorrow morning. So there's your morning weather commute. Yeah, some steady rain, very much likely and widespread across the inland northwest first thing tomorrow morning. And it's just the first few hours of what could be a wet couple weeks ahead of us all across the state. And I'll also let you know when the most likely opportunity for thunderstorms. That's right, spring thunderstorms in our forecast. That's coming up.
All right, Thomas, thank you very much. Well, Boeing and the FAA say they need more time to fix the 737 MAX 8 jets.
The company is making software changes to the plane's flight control system. Today, a grand jury subpoenaed a former Boeing engineer as part of a criminal investigation into the certification of the MAX plane. Back in October, a Lion airplane crashed in Indonesia after software reportedly forced the plane into a nosedive. Similar problems are suspected in the crash of another MAX jet in Ethiopia. Boeing is delaying the rollout of its fix to the plane's software by several weeks. The MAX 8 jets are still grounded all throughout the world.
Back here at home, Scraps is caring for 41 cats they rescued from what staff are calling horrible conditions. Their enforcement unit served an animal cruelty warrant in Spokane Valley yesterday. They say they found those cats crammed in crates in a garage. Many of them are now underweight, sick, and in desperate need of grooming.
It was awful. These cats are in really bad condition too. They have ingrown toenails, they're missing a bunch of teeth, their fur is matted, and they have massive URI, which is an upper respiratory infection that cats get.
So since the shelter was already full, staff actually had to turn an office into a place for all of those cats. They tell us they're now in dire need of dry and canned cat food. You can donate by bringing food to the shelter right there on East Trent in Spokane Valley.
Well, today is Autism Awareness Day. The developmental disorder affects 1 in 59 children in the U.S. The advocacy group Autism Speaks is launching a new awareness campaign to try to help children get diagnosed earlier. It features Julia, the Sesame Street Muppet with autism. So you'll start to see PSAs on your TV coming up this summer. And you can also learn more information about early diagnosis on screenforautism.org. All right, coming up tonight, a group that provides books to prisoners says it was blindsided by an unexpected ban on nonprofits sending used books to Washington prisoners.
Yeah, they say this decision upends decades of work to help educate prisoners. We'll tell you the reason behind it coming up.